hardest part is how we trim our puff pastry that we made, that we baked, the sheet, for our Napoleons. We're going to start to get ready to stack them, fill them with chocolate mousse, finish them with a beautiful fondant and a chocolate herringbone. So I'm going to come in, I'm going to make sure, I'm going to trim up my edges in a nice sawing motion with a serrated blade. Works beautifully. I'm going to kick off that, and it's a nice clean edge. Do the same here. There. Take that off. I'm going to do the same down these sides. Just trimming, getting a nice clean edge that I can then measure. I'm going to show you how we do that. Just that. And I'm a righty, so I like it to turn it to the right each time. The sheet pan can do the work for me. There we go. All right, there's that. Get rid of these guys. Fine little Scooby snacks later. All right, I'm going to cut this puff pastry in half. Show you how I'm going to do that. So I'm 21, so I'm going to be 10 and a half. All right, so that's going to give me, connect the dots, bring it straight down and keep my arm nice and straight. Now I've cut my puff pastry, I've trimmed my edges, and now I've cut it in half. Now what I'm going to do is this one section here, I'm going to cut it into 3 equal portions. I'm going to measure myself. 15, which I got very lucky with that. 5, 10. That makes me very happy. Right? It makes it so easy. There, okay. One sheet. Sheet. There is one of the sheets of my Napoleon. I'm going to do that to the other side as well. So I'm going to have 6 pieces all day. I'm going to grab my chocolate mousse and I'm going to show you how we're going to put the chocolate mousse on as the filling on the inside. Stacking your Napoleons. Next on our list. I have a clean sheet pan. There, you can see it there. I have chocolate mousse with just a tip cut off of the bag. So I'm going to come in and start filling this. And I like to make it look pretty. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think you can see it from the side. We're going to make it contemporary. We might as well make it beautiful. It's good piping skills. 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Last line. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're beautiful. All right, I'm going to take this other piece. I'm going to set it right on top. Set it down. See, I'm stacking. I'm going to do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Sorry, I'm saying it over and over. I like a good rhythm. Bear with me. The little bit of difference that I do is where I've just been taking these off the sheet pan. My top, I like to take the last piece and turn it over. And that's the side that's baked. There we are. Baked. Okay, so this was the top, so I turn it over because you can see it's a nice flat piece. And then that becomes the top of my Napoleon. So there is one. You have 3 other pieces. You're going to finish it with a chocolate mousse and do it the exact same way. We're going to make a fondant that's going to go on top. That's the beautiful white. And we're going to pipe a cornet of chocolate across the top and do our little herringbone, our little something something that makes it a beautiful Napoleon. What's next? Finishing the Napoleons, last on our list. What we want to learn how to do first is make a paper cornet. A cornet is a chocolate cornet that we're going to pipe with. We use them all the time in the bake shop. I can write with it, I can decorate with it, write happy birthday with it. So a cornet is a triangle, and you can buy them pre-done. I'm not so crazy about them. I like to make my own, so I'm going to come in here and I'm going to fold my myself, I'm going to make a really nice right angle triangle. And I'm going to use a serrated blade. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to cut my triangle so that I have a triangle. And this is the edge that we'll be piping the chocolate out of, so I want to be very cautious and concerned that it's a nice, clean, straight edge. I don't want to ever cut with a spatula. Let me get these out of the way. I want to do it with a serrated blade because I want this edge to be perfect. How I do it, I'm going to come around the table. I'm a righty. I fold in, and I fold around, and then I come up and around, and I'm sure Chef Andrea is going to show you her way. This is a decorating icing bag here, but I want to go where both ends meet up, and you can see I line up here. I don't want them to cross over because of my chocolate pigtails, but I want it to go right here, and then I fold my outside in, and that seals my triangle cornet together. And Chef Andrea is going to go over this with you and demonstrate it with you. And you're all going to stand and do it together because you have to learn how to do. Ooh, I have a hole. Can't have a hole. Right? Because what happens when you pour your chocolate in? It pours all over your shoe. We don't want that. So there I am. See, I don't have no hole. Right? Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, here we go. So we're going to put these Napoleons together. I have my fondant on the mixer, and Chef Andrea will have that formula for you. Super simple: powdered sugar, corn syrup, and warm water. I used very warm water. I have my Napoleons. I took chocolate and I warmed it in the microwave very carefully, and I have a nice, pretty stream of chocolate. And I'm going to show you how I load that in my bag. I'm going to take my fondant off the mixer. Whoa, there it is. Come in and I'm going to scrape it really well. Make sure I got it right where I want it. Oh, it's a perfect consistency. Yeah. The warm water helps it a lot. It makes it flow a lot easier. I have an offset spatula. Here we go. We're going to do, oh, you can see it right there. All right. So I'm going to load chocolate in my bag. Come here. Let's get this spatula out of here. That could be very difficult. And I just want to pour about 1/3 of the way in. I don't want too much. And I got a pair of scissors here because I need to snip the top. I fold out and I want to fold away from my seam, because if I fold towards my seam, it'll open up. And there is my cornet. So I have my cornet, I have my fondant, I have a pair of scissors, I have an offset spatula. She'll go over all that with you. So here we go. I'm going to pour this. Grab this guy here. Let's get our fondant on this. My offset spatula is going to help me smooth it out. Cover my edges. Cover the sin. We're using the offset spatula to move that icing around, so hang in there. You don't want to necessarily, and you're not trying to pick up the puff pastry. You don't want to pick the spatula up once it's hit the, there it is. Oh, it's beautiful. There we go. So I have my fondant on there. There's that. I'm going to take my pastry bag, and I'm just going to go and drop chocolate right off the sides. One way, the other way. If it has a little hiccup, like mine might have some lumps, I'm going to cut it. There we go. That'll work better. There we are. One way, the other way. Oh, come on, mister. There we are. Oh, there I go. Okay, there's that. And then I have a knife. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm going to go one direction and wipe it off every time. And I'm going to cut all the way through the fondant. And then I'm going to turn it. And I'm going to go the opposite direction. And I'm going to wipe it off. And that gives me my herringbone pattern. There it is on my Napoleon. And I'm gonna put these away, I'll clean up the edges, and then we'll cut them.